and welcome all to Bhairav's machine learning series of videos. In our last video, we saw that I had successfully trained a model that a door was open or closed, so it could detect that. Now I've decided that let's further up the ante up a little and let's see what machine learning can really do. Now at this time I decided that instead of tracking just one object across one scene, let's track multiple objects across the same scene. So for instance, I decided that how much more can we stretch the imagination of machine learning. So in that case I decided let's play around with something that has got nothing to do with anything. Like for instance, arts and craft. Let's define, for instance, say a custom object like a custom switch, and let's have multiple series of these switches so that the model can track whether the switches are open or closed. Now therein comes the problem, ladies and gentlemen, because how can you really track or know whether a switch is open or closed? Now I was presented with this problem a long time back, and I had decided that maybe FastR CNN was a better alternative or so to solving this. But then I decided that no, let it be. I want to do my own, roll out a little of my own custom object tracking program, and let me see how far I can really take it. So I created my own custom objects of switches which you can paste across anywhere inside of a room, and you can let the system see whether they are in closed state, on state or in off state. Now the goal of this POC is that I was thrilled with the idea that what machine learning can do and what challenges it can solve for us. But I really wanted to push the limits of the boundaries of the machine learning. So I decided that let's take a crafts model. For instance, can you scroll down below? I made a small arts and craft project of a switch, which I tracked it with two states of open and closed. And let's have the user given the free ability to paste a switch anywhere. For instance, if you are sleeping across on the floor or across on the bed, or maybe you are working in your computer, how many times have switches really come to bother you? For instance, oh my god, this switch is just out of reach. So I was like, can machine learning really solve this problem? So yes, it can, ladies and gentlemen, and this is what it is all about. So for today's demo, can you scroll over? I have seen that I have created a program that lets us track two switches. Both, as you can see, one switch is stuck to the wall and the other to this board. And currently the computer is tracking both of these switches with a red rectangle. I will show Mukesh more of this in later depth, but can you scroll over to the left side? Yeah, so in that case, we are seeing two object states as 0 and 1, which is actually, it is monitoring both these switches as on at this point. Now if either of these check mark scrolls to switches off, so one of the check boxes will go. Now can you scroll over to the right hand of the screen? In the right, we have shown that you can have some controls, preliminary controls for the system to scroll the rectangle, the observable area of observation, viewable area of observation for the machine learning program, and just let it track that single switch instead of taking the entire scene. So can you scroll down, come to me? So now the way we can just slide these switches as on and off is that this is corresponding to 0. Okay, so I will now just slide this over to X position, which is off position. Now can you scroll over to the check marks? So as you can see, the 0th switch is now as off. Now if I turn this other switch, can you come over to me and just keep it zoomed out? I'll slide this as also as off at this point. So now if you can scroll over to the machine learning program, it has marked both of these as off. Okay. So now let's try turning one of them on instead. Can you scroll over to this wall switch stuck on the wall? I will just switch it on. Now can you scroll over to the machine learning program? Yeah, so it started with the first switch as off, like the one which is corresponding to the switch which is stuck on the wall is now set to on, and the other switch which is stuck on the table is set as off. Thank you very much.